Welcome back, party people. So it's been a little while since we've seen you, so we've got a few highlights to share with you today.
The Jeep was kind of the big highlight of the last video. Obviously, we were so excited to get a Jeep because it's one of the easiest vehicles to flat tow, and then you can take it off-road if you want. So our big plan was, before we left Lexington, we were going to set the whole thing up with the tow kit and the braking system, and we did find one. We found a used one. It's like a Blue Ox tow kit and a Patriot 2 brake system. Our plan was to install that before we hit the road again. We just weren't able to install it in time.
There's some nuts and bolts that was kind of specialized that I needed to replace. Couldn't get those in time, so I got to order them from the manufacturer. So unfortunately this trip, we still have our really awesome electric bikes.
So the other thing, I'm just gonna have a tiny little rant right now about storage units. So when we moved into the RV full time, we took a 3-bedroom house worth of stuff and moved it into a large storage unit with Storage Mart. We had no idea, but storage units increase your rent an arbitrary amount on an arbitrary basis. And over the course of 7 or 8 months, they had raised the rent $50 a month. They had promised us when we got the unit that we were gonna be locked in at this low rate. I talked to the people and I'm like, it's a big deal to rent a U-Haul, get all your stuff loaded, find people to help you or hire people to help you, move it, unload it, perfectly everything. It's the kind of thing that once you do it, you don't want to have to think about it again.
Yeah,
you want to
just move knows it sucks.
You just want to trust my stuff is safe, like we don't have to worry about it. So this rent increase, it's like we're on a tight budget. Like we're trying to keep track of every dollar that comes in and goes out. So I'm explaining to the people, I'm like, we were led to believe it was gonna stay at the same price. And they're like, oh yeah, well, like our hands are tied. This is just how the company is. And I'm like, is there any way to bump us back down to that price? And the answer was just no. So we will never be doing another Storage Mart unit again. And you know what, I'm not trying to just bash Storage Mart, because apparently this is kind of a normal thing for storage units. And I can understand rent increases over time, but what they told me at Storage Mart was, oh yeah, between 3 and 11 months you'll have a price bump. And I'm like, okay, 3 and 11, so you can raise somebody's rent every 3 months if you want to. How much is the raise? And they're like, well, typically it's around 10%, but it can vary.
Yeah, it can vary to 30%, I think.
Whatever mood the people are in, they can just do whatever they want. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, no. That to me is bad business. You know that people are gonna struggle hard with the idea of having to move all their stuff out, and they're gonna feel trapped, and they're gonna just pay the money because they have to. That just rubs me the wrong way. So I don't know if every storage company operates like that, but that's what Storage Mart did with us, and it was not cool. So anyway, long story short, rant over. We ended up moving all of our stuff out of the store. This is over 4th of July weekend. We moved all of our stuff out of the storage unit and into my brother's house, which thank God he's keeping it, but he's not using it for anything. And he's like, just move it in there. So we were able to do all that right before we had to leave.
To where we are now, which is Iowa.
What are we doing in Iowa?
And we are here for the Winnebago Roundup.
The Winnebago Rally! He keeps calling it a roundup.
Because it's so much more fun sounding. But it's the Winnebago Rally. I think it's a once-a-year event.
I think so.
And Winnebagos from all around the country come, as well as vendors. Noah's very excited about it.
Noah's excited.
We got our friends, the New State Nomads, going to be here.
And Life of Wander. So the New States are in the same exact unit that we have, except theirs is the Navion version, which is essentially the identical same thing. We are so excited to be parking in a sea of Winnebagos for the next 4 days. We're just gonna go all over the place, meet as many people as we can, have so much fun being a part of this community. Hopefully talk to some people about some little upgrades we want to do to the unit. There's a few things we need fixed. I want to find out how possible it is to install a skylight, because that is the one complaint that I have about our unit. It's so dark in here, it feels like you're in a cave, even with all the windows open. If we had one skylight, it would change everything.
It'd be cool, but see, my question is, does it compromise the integrity of the unit itself. If you're going from a solid piece of fiberglass, even if it was installed by Winnebago themselves and it was all to spec, would it compromise the unit enough where you might have problems with leakage down the road?
My personal feeling is that if Winnebago did it, it would be fine. Like, they know what they're doing. Or if like a Winnebago certified whatever place did it, we're not gonna go to like Bob's Skylight Shack to get. So I'm hoping. I really hope. I can't see why it would be a problem. I really can't.
There are many questions we have. We are at the right place to have those questions answered.
We are literally less than 15 minutes away from Forest City, which is where the Winnebago Rally takes place.
Pretty cool. It's in Forest City. It's our last name.
Do the Central Valley accent.
Oh man, we're gonna go down to Forest City, man. We're gonna have a far out time, man. It's gonna be hella sick. And we're gonna see some bros, and it's gonna be good times, man. All right.
They gave us pins.
Thank you kindly.
Cute.
I know. Oh, I'm for my hat.
Oh yeah, I gotta put it on the hat.
Look at all the views in Navions.
Where? Oh, there they are. Wow. Oh, there's them.
Parking in the middle of all these views and Navions, identical units to our own, was surreal. On opening night, they had a ceremony to welcome everybody down at the main stage, and we got to meet up with our friends, the New State Nomads, and we made some new friends. Noah wasn't behaving, so Steve took him away. Every evening, they had a happy hour at the Welcome Center, and it was so much fun. There was music, there were cocktails. We woke up each morning and had coffee out on our patio, got to spend time with our neighbors. There was a beautiful bike trail right on the rally grounds that we were able to ride our e-bikes on every day.
And all I see is on the horizon. All I hear is songs that I wrote. Hope these wheels get me back out there. Where my mind goes on that long way.
This was probably the most magical thing that happened. A tiny little jam session turned into a music night with all our View and Navion neighbors. On one of the last days, we had trivia night under one of the big tents, which we lost miserably, but it was still so much fun. And then on the final day, we said goodbye to our friends, but not for long, because they invited us to join them in Colorado for an amazing adventure, and that's going to be in our next video.